Hey everyone, welcome. Just switching for languages is so hard. Sometimes I don't realize what I'm actually speaking, but hopefully now I'll do my best to focus in English, and I know this is going to be a great support for everybody. But sometimes I know I switch, so apologies to Maritza and Carolina when I keep on doing that. But at the same time, thank you so much for everybody here at the same, and also especially for our new co-facilitators. I'm not sure if Lena knows that, but we have most of us are like being in a co-facilitation journey as well, in a way that they step up to come up and be also together leading those meetings. And at this moment, we're having something that Robert keeps telling us, make us this space, a safe space for co-creation and for us to bring our Latin American spirit in a way that we can enhance and merge and see what else we can be adding and having the experience that could be truly Latin American. So I wanted to appreciate all the co-facilitators for putting their energy, and also for Robert and Beth and Sole, who's not here, who are putting all the efforts to have this wonderful journey that we're developing together, and at the same time bringing a lot of our energy and soul of Latin American facilitators for Prosocial journey. So I'm very happy, Marli. Welcome. Muito bom de ver você aqui. So we are very happy to have this co-facilitation journey, and today I'm gonna ask and invite Lorenza to start. Since in the beginning, we're trying to do in our dialogues a beginning of entry where we can bring a little bit about our country and ourselves in a way that we can put in a first person talk, a little bit of the connections that can be brought through ourselves about our country and our connections with something that comes from art or something that connects with our soul. So today I'm welcoming Lorenza to come on board and share with us a little check-in process.
Muchas gracias, Michelle. Primero que nada,
Thank you, Michelle. I would like to start giving a big thank to everybody and asking rapidly, how do you feel and how do you arrive to this meeting? I'm going to start and I will going to give the floor to somebody so that we all participate. I have been participating in one meeting, one after the other. I had an amazing meeting yesterday with you, co-facilitators, with the challenge of bringing this part of our cultural heritage. And so I arrived to this meeting and I pass the floor to Mateus.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me well? Thank you. All right. Well, I am well. And I'm very excited to talk to you today. And also hopeful and anxious to get to know you a little bit more. All right? So then I will call Lina.
I arrived to this meeting after a long day. Here is a very late. I'm a little bit tired, but I'm very excited to see you after 2 meetings that I had today. I'm very happy to share with you and very open to keep learning from you. And I give the floor to Oscar. I'm thrilled to be here. It's the first time that I participate in this group. I had some problems to make myself present, but I arranged my schedule. I had some lessons with kids, but I have arranged everything. And I'm very happy to participate in this process. I feel very motivated to participate here. And I give the floor to Ceci.
Hola a todos, qué rico estar aquí, me encanta, siempre estas reuniones me gustan mucho.
Just one moment, please,
Yeah.
because we have some. It's very funny because I have experienced something like this 2 or 3 times today. I don't know if it's the stars or whatever, but but it has been a strange day where energies have been keep moving up and down, and I hope to get tune today, but very happy to be here. Thank you. And I give the floor to Mali.
Eu acho que eu chego
Hello,
aliviada.
good afternoon. I think I'm relieved because I'm able to participate more this year in comparison with last year. So this contributes to the fact that we can get to know people better. I can notice some affinities, and I also feel that I'm on a break between my day shift and my night shift. So it's also a process of disacceleration. So it's nice to be here. And now I invite Beth to speak.
I'm arriving feeling very inspired and energized. From you all, from all of your brilliance and work. Michelle and Marcelo shared a little snippet of all of the work that you all did yesterday or the day before yesterday, and I am just so looking forward to hearing more about. It's just very creative and profound, and so I was just very inspired by that work. And Ceci, you had mentioned the energy today, and boy, last few days, the energy fluctuations for me, and I'm hoping that it'll even out also. So thank you, and I'll hand to let's see, Marcelo.
Thanks, Beth. Acho que eu vou falar em português.
All right, so I think I'll speak Portuguese, my native tongue. So I'm coming here inspired to be with you. I'm surprised by the ability to multiply that we have. I wasn't expecting anything different from that, but it's wonderful to see it anyway, you know, seeing the new facilitators moving forward, and we're building something very special this year. So I'm very, very much inspired by that. And now I call Mari. Hi, everyone. Salut, Joe. Good afternoon. I'm very happy for us to be together again. Another Wednesday. I'm also a bit tired because I'm coming from a week of tests in college, so I'm tired because of that, but not not down. I'm just tired. So excited to build something with you today. Let's see what's going to happen today. And so I call, let's see. Let me see. Matthews already spoke. Who's missing? Oh, Michele. Yeah, that's me. Me. Thank you, Mari. I'm well. I'm excited. I'm energized with the possibilities for us to continue dreaming and accomplishing together. I also had an intense day of a lot of meetings, and it's the end of the day now. But at the same time, I'm very happy to be living a situation in which I can also participate, since we have co-facilitators. So for me, it's going to be a new experience of being a participant and together to the service of my team, but also participating. So this is an honor for me. And I also feel a lot of gratitude for the process that we're going through together. Robert?
Yeah, thanks, Michelle. Thanks, everybody. I'm a bit like Lena, I guess. I'm here, excited to learn, and but also right now I'm feeling particularly grateful for Anna and Maritza and Carolina, who provide this background support that makes all of what we do so possible. And that's and I guess the other thing I'm feeling right now is the extraordinarily positive energy that you're all bringing this space. It's lovely. Thank you. And I think everybody's spoken, haven't they? Yeah. And welcome, Oscar. It's wonderful to see you. Yeah.
Gracias, Robert. Gracias a todos. En este momento
Thank
quería
you, Robert. Thank you to everyone. I would like to continue after hearing you that you all have very intense days. I would like to take 2 minutes to close our eyes, breathe, and concentrate in our breathing and focus only in our breathing. And each time we lose connection with that peaceful state, just bring it back to this peaceful state. So I invite you to do so. Thank you very much for this moment. Muchas gracias.
Para mí por lo menos lo fue y a la vez me permite tomar conciencia del estado también de
I
aceleración.
hope that it has been relaxing for you, and I hope you have realized that breathing gives us the chance to realize that sometimes we are stressed, but we can recover and the calm, and that's something valuable. If somebody wants to share what they feel recovering this moment of calm, you are more than welcome. Says, I believe that this kind of exercises during the day is very important because we have lots of things going in our heads, and at least was my experience was so it was difficult for me to avoid the stream of images and thinking, but I tried. But at least I gave my best try to do so. Oscar says, in my case, there is something with breathing because it's something that we do unconsciously. We are doing it continuously, but when we take the opportunity and do it consciously and profoundly, I feel it's very, very relaxing, stimulating, bring us lots of vitality. Just 1 minute or 2 minutes is cutting the rhythm of the day and then rebooting and starting again. Is very nice. Thank you for this experience. Thank you. And due to the time, I have to pass to what I would like to share with you. This material was created by a colleague in La Jungla. It's an audiovisual production, and some of the people who participate there are members of La Jungla. It's perhaps a little bit harsh, but I would like to show it and then reflect upon that material. I tried to put the best subtitles. I did my best effort, but perhaps it's not the best one.
Pasó el tiempo y otra vez me dejé caer por la cancha. Fue raro, porque no había nadie. Algo insólito. Ni siquiera los pelizos chuteando.
I was passing sometimes on the playing field and there was nobody there.
Reinaba un silencio sepulcral.
There was a complete silence on the field.
Pregunté qué onda y una señora me contó que recién se habían ido los pacos.
I just asked what happened, and a lady told me that just the police has just passed and they entered the school, passed the playing field, and they were shooting here in the middle of the field. They were shooted down here. He was a member of this community. Gift was member of our community,
Se me cayeron las lágrimas
I started to cry.
y vinieron a mí años de recuerdo.
And years of memories came to my memory when we were children, when we were
Ese
playing,
gol de media cancha que le hiciste en Nápoles,
that hit that you did
desde ahí mismo,
from the middle of the field.
a manos de un papá,
And in this very same place you
lloré caleta.
felt and you died,
Pero
I
luego,
started to cry. But then
ya, te fuiste como
I have some relief because I knew he was a crack player. He was a crack.
moriste en la cancha, en tu área.
And you died on the field.
Fue tu instinto el que te hizo correr hasta ahí, el lugar donde más feliz fuiste.
And the police
Y aparte,
make you run to the place where you
por eso
were
siempre
happy,
mejor.
the place you love the most. And I say to you, forever you will be on my memory, Veneno gift.
Muchas gracias por su atención. Primero,
Thank
quería
you for your attention.
lenguaje a veces, pero sucede que
And I will excuse the language, but it's part of the culture that we live in. I wanted to show through this video that many times we are very lucky that working in these organizations to improve the quality of life of many, that it's present in many places in our countries, like in Brazil, in Colombia. They may be different, but they have a common force of violence. Like here, we can see that the field, a place to play, is also a place to die, because the context where you live, it works that way. And sometimes those paths that we follow, there is a broken relation with politics, police, and institutions like that, because there is no trust. And I wanted to show you how life can be between playing and reality. I just wanted to invite you to reflect upon that reality and share your thoughts. I take the word again. Sorry. I feel very touched for what we have seen, because in those few minutes you make us travel through these places and the lives of these youngsters, through these ways of talking, very harsh, their problems, their dreams. And I feel that this video is very touching, that give us perspectives that we don't see often on the media, not even in through cinema, because the cinema, it's put privileged aesthetics, and these videos just privilege the images and the real voices and real life, and through this small video we see a lot. Thank you, Lorenza. You brought me back to my years where I lived in the city, places we were very complicated, with lots of problems, and those kinds of stories were everyday commonplaces, realities that are difficult, and that you, perhaps being inside, you don't realize sometimes how harsh they are. And most of those stories have to do with not connecting ourselves with humanity, with not being able to accept differences, to learn to see the others as different persons, and not creating bridges among humanity. though we have the same experiences, each one on its way. We are very privileged to have opportunities, and I feel that I had to pull my tears back, really. But thank you, Lorenza.
Thank you so much, Lorenza, for that. I think it's such a deep and strong video that sometimes it's hard to express in words what actually made us feel. So I feel like Rod, Oscar, and Ceci, they're very brave to come and be able to translate that. And Alma was like Ceci, if she wasn't saying that she was like, and made that like a little joke, I will probably not be able to speak like that fluent, because that's something that touches our soul. And I think sometimes it's not easy to see what is actually going. It's much easier to see something that is flourished and full of art. And sometimes to see that in this raw kind of vision and images, it makes us like, like something like that. Still trying to breathe, but thank you so much for bringing a little bit of you and a little bit of your dream and a little bit of the soul of something that is happening in Chile. And at the same time, the energy to do and something that goes beyond that, so we can change the story and write it something differently. Thank you so much. Can I invite everybody to breathe very fast? Is it okay if I take a couple of minutes now, Lorenza? Is it okay?
Sí, quería finalmente agradecer por el momento. No sería posible compartir esto.
I wanted to thank you for this moment. It wouldn't be possible to share this if there was not confidence and trust in this space.
I would like to invite you to write a couple of words if you would like to gift Lorenza with some appreciation for her story and the beginning of this facilitation in her first time. If you could write in the chat by the time we are continuous with the conversation, but if you would like to write some words or some expression, feelings and thoughts that you would like to gift it her, please welcome, just feel free to do so at this moment. Thank you so much, Lorenza. I think that's the who. Yes, Robert, would you like to say something?
Yeah, I'd love to just compliment you, Lorenza. It's I think what I felt then was kind of a glimpse of the soul you are. Such a powerful gift. And you reminded me of two conversations I've had recently. One was yesterday with 3 people in Iran that we're working with. And they described living in a world of an extreme dictatorship. And that if they were ever caught meeting as a group, trying to act to change things for the better, their lives were literally in danger. And not long before that, I was working with a woman in Russia who was very passionate about climate change. And she said something very similar. If she was caught meeting with at least more than two people in public in the service of good, the government would throw them into prison and probably kill them. And but the thing that really caught me was when you're able to capture something about we run back to where we're safe, and everybody runs back to a space like this, don't they? It made me think that home is not so much or just a location on planet, sweet planet Earth. It's actually with people who love us. And so I thank you for reminding me of that, Lorenza. This is the powerful work that you're doing and that we're all doing. We're creating a home for people spiritually, I think, for us to flourish. It's beautiful.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you.
Mm.
Taking all this energy that was promoted and started by all of us through the story of Lorenza that she had shared, I would like to share a little bit very fast, something that was connected us. And at the same time, we've been working in our co-facilitation. I was actually having, after our last meeting last week, we started to put in on board a couple of intention and visualizing something that is really important for us. So one of them is actually what we could do to be together and actually meet face to face and meet everybody here in a way that we can promote our connection and get connected in a different way, besides all this love and this companionship and this partnership and this friendship that is already built here, but we can do and be together face to face. So this was one intention and aspiration that we would like to share with you and see, because this is not possible yet because we don't have the funds, but it's a way that we can dream and we can put our efforts together towards something that maybe can be possible if we all be able to work together at the end of the semester. The other thing that we've been connected a lot is like, what is special that it's from Latin America that we could offer as our talent to work and working together, that we could offer actually, it could be an offering from us to the world and to the Prosocial world community, and also we could be sharing with the researchers and everybody. So out of that, if that makes sense to all of you here today, that's something that we talk, and that was something that we're starting to promote among ourselves. We have our projects individuals, and all of them are wonderful, and we want to keep on doing, and that's why we have the funds available for individual projects. But we don't have yet funds that could cross boundary, and we could have that site in like present event. But talking with Robert, talking with Beth, talking with Solly, talking about all the facilitators, we understood that there are some languages that we can talk. And maybe the thing that we can promote through our experience, it can be offered in a way that can be so powerful and so interesting for so many people, researchers, funds, fundraisers, people who provide the possibility that this possible situation happen. That we try to come along with some extra meetings from last week to this week. And we would like to invite all the researchers here, all the people who are part of this project, and also the grassroots project people, to think about something that we could dream and draw up this journey, a different journey together, but remembering that this is possible if we can put our efforts and talents towards and offers to everybody who's here. So I would just like to share very fast, and then I will handle to our facilitators, because we have a wonderful experience today, already starting to merge something that we're going to be sharing. I didn't have the time to be preparing something very, very special, but that was something that we started to talk yesterday. I don't want it to take too much time, but there are a couple of things that we can, if we have a very good questions where, what are the possibilities of higher order connections that arise from multi-level connections in Latin America? What is the quality of information we can build together to be offered to the world that is our Latin American talent? And at the same time, we can be going after for more funds, for more opportunities to take over this project for a longer time and support each other's initiatives and also other initiatives that can come along. What it could look like if we can capture second tier impacts, for example, who is actually impacting, what are the numbers, quantitative, qualitative, that could be giving us some support to write those informations to go after, besides having this wonderful experience that we're already having every 2 weeks, right? So two things that came along and said, like, we could write a wow report, and at the same time building this wow Latin American community. For in that perspective, it would be interesting and important for us to see what is the meaning and what is important for us to gather some quantitative data that is already impacting our project. For example, amount of people, amount of indigenous people, amount of hectares of land that is being regenerated. So many things that we are already doing, it's so amazing. But since we don't have that gathered, we don't communicate as much, and how much this is powerful. This is so powerful to communicate for others. And we can have an open for more ideas. What type of information we could be gathering and say, wow, what we are doing is such an amazing project, putting all this energy and all organizations all together, not just working in niche initiatives, but also we are working with all the other initiatives together. So this is one thing. Another thing is being, what is the qualitative data? For example, we've been talking that for our WOW community, something that is important in our meetings is to have a journey with the heart. So there is something that is special. There is a meaning that we can gather and collect information from our collective experience that can be gathering our skills, our values, our emotions, our learnings, our reflections, that maybe it can be an outcome, very powerful outcome from us as a collective group to the world, and something that we're going to be gathering this information that is from Latin Americans to the world, not just for ourselves. So something that we said, there is something that we have this feeling of bien vivir, not buen, bien vivir, that is very Latin American too. So this is just some ideas that we were talking and having this information to be shared, because at the same time that we are having this journey together, we would like to share that this is an opportunity. If we put our efforts all together, come on board, give suggestions, put out some information, we can build the information and ground our community in something that can go beyond this semester, that we can meet each other next semester in person. That's my dream, our dream, to see everybody in Barichara. I don't know, but that's one of the intentions, aspirations, because we have so many people from Colombia, right? Oscar and Ceci is already getting ready for the places where we can stay, and also to the projects that we might be able to offer them and also participate. But this is just a dream. And I'm being honest to you, this is something that we are designing in this plan, but we have to come on ground and start doing what we actually is needed. If that touches your heart, what is actually needed for us to put our efforts, our skills, our talents towards to that goal. So this is one of the things we're going to start. I would like to share that. And this is just the first time we're going to be talking like that, but this is something that came after the meeting that we had last week and kind of flourished inside. And from that, we're going to start having a journey that I'm going to invite now Ceci to come on board and to start designing a little bit of that together with you. So if you have any questions, any suggestions, we're going to be able to work and share in our WhatsApp group. Or if you want to have any questions that you would like to be answered during this meeting in our chat, please go ahead, because then we can start taking the time and co-creating. Just before passing to Ceci, I would like to see if that makes sense to you, and if those challenges are something that connects your heart to our connection. Can you just try to put the reaction heart so I can visualize if that possibility of building this common journey together, being face to face, trying to write something that is our journey, collective journey from Latin America to the world. If that makes sense to you, just put a heart for me in the chat on your screen. And if you don't know how to do it, just do like that. And then I'll be able to see if it makes, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So now, Ceci, it's with you.
Bueno, nosotros
we yesterday were thinking what it could be a good tool to start navigating in our journey together. This journey through Latin America in this prosocial context, and solely with these good interventions, share with us a methodology that we used last year, that it was the participatory video. And one of these techniques was the mapping, body mapping. And this technique that makes works with the heart and the feelings of the people participating. So, Michelle, would you like to help me sharing the screen, please? But to show the body mapping. So we have here a body. And this is the representation of the process we are doing together. In body mapping, which is what we put at first, is actually more what you feel. We are going to put down, not through words, but images. And not using words, but resources at emojis and images. And we are looking here how to work with images and icons. You can use those icons. And there is also a pen. We can draw with different colors, textures. We can erase food colors to give forms, whatever you want. So using these tools, which are the ideas that we associate with the zone of head, which are the values in which we pose our feet, which are our feelings. Some of us have it here in the heart, some in the stomach, in the middle zone of the body, some of us. The ideas in the head, value on the feet, abilities on the hands, and feelings, as I said, wherever you want to place them, heart or stomach. So we are going to give us 15 minutes so that each of us can enter. Please share through the chat the board where we can work. We need that you enter in this link, and we gave us 15 minutes, creative minutes, to feel free our thoughts and feelings, and so that we can draw together afterwards in that body our feelings and aspirations and what I said. And we are going to collect the information afterwards of these 15 minutes of work. Can you put music, Michelle, for us to inspire us in our work? Michelle is helping me out because my computer is not working well, so that's why.
¿Cómo está, Els? ¿Está bien?
Hola, muchas gracias.
Thank you to everyone. We see a very colorful map now.
Muy emotivo, siento yo.
Very emotive. There are lots of icons that represent us. So I would like to invite to the people who feel the confidence, to share it, to ask or to show which are the icons that call your attention or have a special meaning for you, of the ones shared. Oscar?
Vale, bueno, es que hay mucho que ver, ¿no?
There are lots of things to see. So there is a need to make it wide through images. That's a good way, because sometimes the words are limited. I don't express everything we have in our hearts. I like in the heart of this, I put this hummingbird in the heart of this human being because it's the representation of the sacred, holy freedom. I put a kit, a female kit and a male kit, because we invoke that innocent creature that has the power of show the marvel in front of the world. That is a good guide for all of us. There are lots of things to share more, but because there is also nature, to go beyond, communicate, not only among humans, but with all the beings that are in the planet. I could say much more, but for the moment, I would leave it here.
Bueno, yo quisiera escuchar a
I
Robert.
would like to hear what Robert thinks.
Yeah, thanks, Oscar. It's beautiful to look at. I've got this you can see the future in that picture, can't you? This is you know, when Lorenza shared that video, and she said that when we run back home, I feel like this is where we're running to. It's wonderful. I'll meet you there. I can see music and celebration and soul and hands connected, and heart and power and connection to the spirit of the earth and indigenous wisdom. There's also a celebration of knowledge and learning and growth. There's freedom and agency in there, I can see. But most of all, I can see like the power of the human spirit. It's wonderful. Lena, how about you?
Bueno, es
Well,
asombroso.
it's amazing. It's amazing what we did in just few minutes, and all the meanings that we give to these icons. On my side, I shared.
Delineé la
I
persona en amarillo
put an underlining in yellow of the person,
porque quería
and I did it because I wanted to represent the porosity of human beings and how this condition and this vision we have, this passion that we have for the environment, because sometimes we think the body as a limit, but it's part of everything. So I wanted to underline that through this yellow line.
Me pareció interesante también
It
acá
seemed very interesting to me. I added one of the symbols of the earth, as somebody else added as well that symbol.
y bueno, el que puse yo lo hice pensando
And the one I added was thinking about
o sea, también como en esa
how we connect with the things around us, but also on the awareness of the resources that Earth offers us, and how consciously or unconsciously make use of them.
bueno, eso sería
That's what I would like to share with you.
lo más importante, creo yo.
The most important,
Pero bueno,
what the thing I shared.
muchos colores,
But I
animales,
like to see so many colors, animals, trees,
mucho amor por ahí.
lots of love.
Chévere.
That's very nice.
De pronto ahorita
So
Lorenza.
I would like to give the floor to Lorenza.
Sí, acá veo que se
I
conectan
see
diferentes cosas, por ejemplo,
that many different things are connected, like nature, that it's all over the place, also something that I added. It calls my attention, something that Oscar said, to connect through the different perspectives that we work through these organizations to give this result that finally may seem chaotic, but it's chaotic, positive chaotic, because of yields many fruits and results. I put the puzzle for the capacity of being creative, and the head with arrows in different directions for the possibilities that give us these spaces. I also added people just hugging themselves. I put the football ball, as of course, and that's my comment, and I give the floor to Beth.
Thank you, Lorenza. Ooh, it's just captures so much emotion, and I've learned such a beautiful research technique just now. This just captures so much emotion, and I put one item that I put icon that I put on is the speaker, the volume icon over next to the person's body, and I put that there because in an attempt to amplify voices, to hear your all's voices, and to help lift your voices up. And that's the one that I wanted to mention. And I do see the future there, and it's just beautiful. And so I'll hand it over to Marley, please.
Obrigada.
Thank you.
Consigo muito bem falar.
I can't really speak about the parts. I see the whole, and I hadn't noticed the body in yellow. And when I looked at it, it becomes a heart, and it also irradiates energy. And in the same way, we have the sun, we have the rainbow, and you have a series of symbols that are associated with, well, they include the colors of the patchwork, which is this group. Even when we think about nationalities. And I thought it was very interesting to see that someone tried to have a syntax while we were bringing elements. So this connection, this dotted connection between Latin America and the game and the arrow and that line around all of it. So as people brought their vocabulary, there were people concerned with the articulation. And I thought that was very interesting to see as well. And I think that here we have a representation of a lot of things that we have. The video, I see the camera over there. So the videos that are a resource, the collaboration that we also have, human resources that are here. And at the same time, I see projects thinking about the future, thinking about ideals, thinking about dreams. So I think I look at the whole more than I look at the parts when I look at all of this. And now I'd like to invite Mari to speak. I'm here. I was also delighted to see all the whole of it and what we're able to build together when we get together to build something. As if each of us were gear and we didn't really know how to work alone. So each one does its own, and then we can connect to each other. And what called my attention was the roots. The roots are very important. Each and every one of us is important, and we all have our roots, our ancestors. And this is the basis for everything.
Coloquei ali
I put
mapa da América e
a map of America,
eu soltei algumas coisas e eu vi
and I
que
put a
algumas
few
coisas
things,
que
and
a
I
gente
saw that someone
juntou,
went
algumas
there
coisas
and
que ele
got
tinha colocado,
things together,
já
things that I started
fazendo a
putting
nossa
there
viagem para Barichara.
already, making our journey towards Barichara in Colombia, and I'm very happy about that. And
Colocando no campo
I'm
dela
very happy to have there the possibility of that might happen,
cada elemento, né? Porque
and to think about the
coloquei aquele
elements.
planeta no
I put
coração.
the heart and the planet because
Esquecer que a gente faz parte,
we
faz
have to
parte
remember that
da
we
Terra,
are
faz parte
part
da
of
gente, né?
the earth,
A
and the
gente não
earth
é
is
separado dela.
part of us. We're not separated from it.
Acho que era isso.
I think that's what I wanted to
Vou
say.
passar, deixa eu ver, pro Marcelo.
Let's see, Marcelo.
Gratidão, Mari.
Thank you, Mari.
Eu vejo,
I see,
talvez como a Marli,
maybe
todo,
like Marley, I look at the
e eu
whole
vejo a beleza
and I
do
look at the beauty of the rainbow,
tanto do lado esquerdo como do
both
lado
on the
direito, parecem
left and on the
asas.
right. They look like
E o
wings.
arco-íris é tão
And
potente como imagem,
the
porque
rainbow is
ele
so powerful
também
as an image because it's absolutely ethereal
visível e invisível
and it's
também.
visible and it's also not
E ele
visible. And
guiando a
it's
gente
guiding us
como direita e esquerda, né,
like
movimentando.
right and left, moving
E
us.
as raízes, elas
And the
embora estejam
roots,
ali
although
próximas,
they are at
elas
the
não têm uma linha
base,
reta apoiando
there's
elas,
no
elas
straight
têm
line supporting the roots. So it's very beautiful to look at this
algo
image.
muito dinâmico,
Something that's very dynamic, that's
e eu
happening.
gostei muito do
And I really
que
enjoyed the
essa
work in
medida, porque
progress that showed
lembra a
there
gente que
because it reminds us that
construção sempre provisória, próximo
it's a work in
passo,
progress. So what's going to be our next step? And that also brings elements from the heart,
também bem mentais.
but
Isso me
they're
chamou
also very mental.
de
That's also
composição
something that drew my attention. We see this composition of polarities, of understandings, all of them together, in which the map is not at the center. It could be close to the body, but in fact it's on the side. That also reminds me that maybe this image suggests that it's not just about a territory. It's about an understanding of ours that's larger to the service of humanity. And we are in this territory, but it's not the main thing. This really inspires me, this image of this combination of elements, a lot of hearts, a lot of spirituality that's also present here in many places. So that's what I can see now.
Eu queria convidar Matheus.
So I'd like to ask Matthews. Matthews, have you spoken?
Obrigado, Marcelo.
Thank you, Marcelo.
Eu, assim como algumas pessoas,
You
né, eu
know,
dou
like
uma
other
olhada
people
assim
here,
pro todo
I take a look at the
e
whole
também vejo
and I can
muita
see
muita conexão,
a lot of
muito
connection,
carinho, né, muito amor,
a lot of care, a lot of love,
várias coisas assim positivas, né, e muito bonitas.
a lot of
E
beautiful things, positive
eu
things.
coloquei, né, pensando nisso,
And
eu
I
coloquei uma
wrote, you know,
lente
thinking
na
about
lupa
this,
ali na
I put
mãozinha
a lens there on the hand
do corpo, né?
of
E essa
the
lupa ela tem
body.
um
And
significado de pesquisa, que é uma intenção nossa.
this has a meaning of
Só que
research,
ela tem um outro significado,
but it also
que é
has
a
the
forma
meaning,
como a
which is the
gente
way in which
olha, né,
we
para os problemas
look
que a gente
at
trata.
the problems.
E
This
essa
lenses,
imagem ela
so
demonstra
this
pra gente que
image,
a gente
it
olha
really
as coisas com
shows that
muita
we
esperança,
always look with a lot
novamente
of
muito
hope,
carinho, muito amor, muita
with a lot of
conexão.
love, a lot of connection. And
E mostra também
it
que
also
a gente
shows
acredita muito nesse
that we
caminho
really
para
believe
lidar com
in
esses
this
problemas,
path
né?
to deal with these
E
problems. So
pode
it's
não
a symbol of a
parecer assim
magnifying
tão
glass. And
talvez, mas
maybe it doesn't seem like that, but
é
to
bem
some,
é
this
uma coisa
is
bem difícil de se
something
sustentar,
that's
né?
very
No dia a
hard
dia,
to
essa visão
sustain,
positiva e
you
tal.
know,
Tava
to
conversando
support
isso com a
this
Michelle
positive
antes
view. I was talking to Michele
do nosso encontro, né?
before our meeting,
Quão importante a gente sempre
how
manter
important it
essa
is
visão
for
positiva.
us to always have this positive
E,
outlook
pô, a
on
gente
things.
poderia também,
And
às
We could also talk about the problems because we need to do that at certain times, but we also need to keep our hope and to try to do our best. I think it's the most important thing, maybe, for me. I don't know if everybody has spoken. Let's see.
Acho que já foi todo mundo, né?
Yeah, I think everybody has spoken.
Quer ir, Ana? Então,
Oh, would you like to
beleza.
talk, Anna? Okay, go ahead, Anna.
Obrigado, Matheus. Hoje eu vou.
Thank you, Matthews. I'm going to give a contribution today because I thought this methodology was very interesting. I had never seen something like that. We always work with words and with sentences or paragraphs in the Mentimeter and on the Miro itself. So I thought it was very interesting to see how this image came about. And it started with the body, and then lots of spaces were filled. And I was the one who brought the roots as a basis, as a connection with the ancestors, because here I think it's very strong in this group. And this connection, this symbol above, bringing the connection with the whole, I thought that was very powerful too. Having this connection both below and above the body. And to see this image coming to life, it was magical, really. I'm going to adopt this process in other spaces that I have, because I think it brings a very different view instead of words. And so now, Michele. Thank you, Ana.
Muito bom te ouvir.
Thank
Sempre
you.
bom.
It's great to hear from you. It's always wonderful to have the participation. I asked Carol and Maritza if they wanted to speak. Carol at this time does not want to speak. Maritza, you can tell me if you do, but then we can share. Thank you, Sassy, for the process. To me, it was very beautiful. I think more than seeing the words, I feel this. I put a lot of water there. And then I saw it was not water. I saw that it was movement. And then I thought nature was required. And I started to put things. And I felt that this was putting earth and at the same time connected to the supreme space, to the outside, but also full of things that are inside the human beings. But like Anna said, you know, in a grounded way with roots, bringing values and things that nourish us, and putting that all in movement in these dancing knees to bring fluidity in the way we can contact so that the knees are not broken. And saying that family is important and the result of this collaboration is important. The result of this collaboration brings amazing results, really. I feel very happy to bring the force of the strength of Latin America here with flags from a few countries, but also this human integrity on the center. In a certain way, it is there. It could have been in other places, but it's wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, Sassy. Yeah, I'd like to speak. I'm a bit frustrated.
I would like to
because
say
my
something.
computer is causing trouble.
I liked
But
very
yeah, I
much
really, really liked this.
to see the image of love.
I'm a person
I
who
always
always
say
talks about
unconditional
unconditional
love is one of
because that
the
seems to be
keys
key
in life.
for life,
Oblivious
regardless
of if you
of
think
what you
similar or
think.
different to me, but to have this clarity in my head. I wanted to integrate head and head, but my computer didn't allow me. But the love in word was important for me because we can communicate love through words as well. And love for the territories where we are, that support us. It's like it's not only a sense of integrating love, but also ideas and love in one single string. And I love the passage from day to night. And I thought it was very nice. We saw the sun rising, and on the other side, we see the moon. And it's like a way to remember us that everything has a process that goes from one place to another. And the work in progress, I think is also very important, because we are never a fulfilled being. We are never going to be a fulfilled being, but we are a work in progress, and we have to keep working. But it's a work that is beautiful, very beautiful. And thank you. And I wanted to share with you that on the backstage, we thought that this is a very powerful tool, and we would like to do through our meetings to see if using that tool we could use to see the work in progress that we are doing. So if the things that we put in paper today were able to be implemented in our processes, or how they are reflected there, and at the end also to represent what we obtained at the end of this process of learning. To show a video then afterwards, showing all this process. And I think it's the time of Oscar now. Thank you very much for this activity. We are going to do a second exercise that comes from these communities here, but I think it's something common for the agricultural communities in the world. Here in Barichara, in this town, we see that there is one day that is the market day. And here in Barichara is, for example, Sunday. So on that day, all the farmers come down to the town and bring all the things that they have cultivated, plátanos, manioc, onions, and everything that they yield from their properties, and they just go to the downtown. And some of the areas are very cold around the town, and some are warmer, so the products are different. Here in Colombia, we have a variety of products depending on the temperature. And we see then in the house of the market, we see these baskets full of food. And so this exercise that we are going to do now is each of us is going to take one of those baskets, and doing this same exercise that we did with the body mapping, we are going to put in those baskets what we have, what we can share with the other from our own yield, from our cultivation, with our projects and our persons. So we are going to pass again to Miro. We are going to give some minutes. Let's see how long can we work, Michelle, on the baskets. We can copy it, isn't it? Okay. So each one of us is going to take one of those baskets, and you are going to fill it with the yield of your crop, your personal crop in this market. And please, Michelle, put some music for us to do this dynamic. I would like to add some clarity only. What we are going to put on these baskets are the things that we have to offer. Personally and as a project, Oscar says, yes, each place has something that can offer. For example, here to this project, to humanity. So what is your yielding from Earth that you can offer to others?
Podemos poner también, Oscar, cosas que estamos haciendo en nuestros proyectos o necesidades que tenemos de que
we can also add things that we are doing Can we put some needs also in the baskets, Oscar? Oscar says, well, no, we are going to offer. If we feel that we are missing things, we can leave half of the basket empty. But the idea is to put on the basket what we can offer. And then we are going to make an exchange of the things that of the things we can offer. So if you feel that you have something missing, just leave some space empty on your basket. We have 8 minutes to do this to work on this tool.
Is it okay for everyone? I can see everybody's faces like, not yet. It's so much fun here that I don't, but I think that's going to be wonderful for us to be able to share. Is that with you, Oscar?
Sí, bueno, hay muchas cosas, ¿no? Muchas.
There are many things here in this market, in this house of market. There are lots of products to exchange. Who wants to start showing what they have to offer, their yieldings? Lina says, in my basket, I have to offer lots of love, good vibrations, knowledge that I have in the processing plants to transform them in products. I also offer a network of contacts and my love for nature. That's what I have to offer.
Nombro a otra persona.
I will pass the floor to Michelle.
Don't estoy.
Now that you open up your microphone. I'm trying to finish up something. Just a moment, please. Can I suggest something, says Ceci? I was trying to identify who was the basket of whom. Just that each one of us can add the initial of their names. Is that okay for everybody? Yes, let's go and do it quickly to know who is the owner of the basket. I was trying to make a print of the whole basket, but and put faces, but.
Está maravilloso. Entonces, me voy. Coloco no meu balaio, na minha cesta
So in my
compartilhada.
basket, I share possibilities of love, contact, networks, offer spaces for dialogue, ways in which we can think about supporting ideas and projects that have a meaning to the society and to the world, ways to share and irradiate that for the planet so that we can try in a systemic way support ourselves and support everyone. So the base of knowledge that we have here as an offer, and of course having a house in Brazil that's available to welcome visitors. Michele, can we put your basket? Can we make it larger so that we can show everyone? So everyone who speaks, you can show your own basket. Yeah, I can expand it. Right, so this is my basket. Knowledge, love, network, connection, dialogues, ideas, knowledge,
e a nossa casa.
and our home.
E você, Oscar não. E você, Beth?
And right about you, Beth.
You said Beth, yes?
Yeah.
Thank you, Michelle. Let's see, my basket, there you see, okay. So I have a lot of love to offer. I have a lot of love, and I have networks, and I have an open mind and an open heart, and I share my eyes and my hands and my ears, and that's what I have to offer. And I need something though in my basket. I'm missing something. And that is more knowledge from you all. And so I'm looking around to see whose brain I can steal from whose basket, and so more stories, more learning about your culture and your needs. So who can I steal that from? I will hand over to Mateus, please.
Obrigado, Beth.
Thank you, Beth.
Na minha
Well,
cesta,
in my basket,
na cesta de grande parte,
like in most baskets here,
muito amor também,
there's also a lot of love, care,
muita parceria, amizade,
partnership,
colaboração.
friendship, collaboration.
Também eu inseri aqui
I also included here
muito trabalho, né?
a lot of work.
Também muito trabalho a ofertar,
I have a lot of work to offer
responsabilidades, né?
and
Para
responsibilities
compartilhar.
to share,
E os conhecimentos que eu
and the knowledge that I have,
coloco à disposição e
it's
oferto
also available here. I can
para
also
vocês,
offer that
tá bom?
to you. Okay?
Valeu, pessoal.
Thank you.
Eu vou passar
Well, I will
para
now call Marley.
Seu Marli.
Preciso voltar aqui
I need to
pro...
go back here.
Então, obrigada, Matheus.
Right, so thank you, Matthews.
Na minha cesta, eu procurei
In my basket, I tried to work with the skills that I have. That's what I tried to put here. So I think I have enthusiasm to start doing things, and I have a lot of focus and attention to deadlines to finish things. You know, schedule for me, it's usually something, it's very important to me to have a schedule. So maybe that can be useful for the group. I think I also have an availability to help.
Defeito. Eu também acho que é uma qualidade.
As much as I think it's a flaw that I have, I also think it's a quality. And I see that very easily and not much difficulty. But it's, you know, this yes comes because I like the activities that are proposed. I also have a lot of interest in environmental issues. I'm going a lot toward this area now, so I put the world there thinking about this. I also like to write, and I like to record information, and I like doing reports, so that's why I put a pencil there. I also put a lamp, but it's not really a lamp that should be there. I think it's, you know, this thing, like the whole time I'm meeting someone, automatically I imagine how this person can be connected to other things that I'm doing, or how apparently there are connections or possible connections between the people that I know. I also put this green light here because I'm very attentive to risks. So in an analogy between saltimbanco and the person who puts the net, like a support net, and the part with the Band-Aid is there because in the design we have a tool called Empathy Map, and there you have the pains, things that you hear from the people with whom you are talking. So I also have a lot of attention
Perceber quais são as
to
necessidades.
realize what are the needs and what is required at a certain moment.
Naturalmente, eu tenho
Naturally,
dúvidas, tenho
I have a
bastante
lot of
coisa.
doubts, I have a lot of questions, a lot of things are missing in my basket, and I marvel at what I see in the other baskets, and I keep wanting to take some of these things from other baskets, but I know that we can actually have a picnic together. So, well, I'd like to invite Anna now.
Obrigada, Marli.
Thank you, Marley. Well,
Ai, mexi na minha cesta aqui. Perdão.
let me see my basket here. Well, I brought a computer that's very happy because I work, and that's where I like to apply what I learned. So this connection from all over the world, that's why I have a globe. And at the same time, I have a certain fluidity to see what works and what doesn't, what can be better, because it's a double-way street. So I want to know from somebody else, and somebody else wants to know from me. And the compass is for me to find myself in this path, because there are a lot of options that are open. And so I can look at it with this flow so that in the end, I have a certain care and I can sit down and drink something warm in a cold day. And this sort of care, that's why I have the heart there. So I think that is my basket. And I will call Lorenza now.
Bueno, mi cesta tiene
Well, my basket has these hands in the representation of community. Obviously, all the icons are connected among themselves. So these hands are representing the community that has the capacity of communicating, to taking care of themselves, to build up a space to produce well-being, psychological and physical, spaces to play, tools to organize themselves, the motivation that you need, and that is represented with the star, to organize just to achieve what you want to do while you are playing, while you are dialing. There is this motivation and these tools and methodologies that we can use and can nurture ourselves, and the capacity of critical thinking and look at different perspectives. And it's represented to this different kind of people with these symbols, because that generates motivation and sense of being part of a community, and that's achieved also through playing. That's what I have to offer in my basket. And I also miss, I think, perhaps more input to continue with my projects, and financial resources. I don't know who is missing presenting the baskets. Marcelo?
Deixa eu achar aqui a minha cesta.
Let me find my basket.
Aqui.
Right.
A minha cesta,
So my basket,
eu coloquei coisas que eu encontrei
I
ali
put things that I
no desenho.
found
Ela não tem nada,
on the
digamos,
drawing that we
próprio, individual
created
meu,
earlier. So there's nothing really individual of
mas eu
mine,
selecionei
really.
coisas
But I selected things that I got from the drawing, and maybe they are my source of contribution.
que eu vejo a capacidade de
And
contribuir
I
nas
see the capacity to contribute in the connections. So that's one thing. And
a gente se
in the way in which we
diferentes
see
níveis,
ourselves as a
vejo
group in different levels.
essa
So
qualidade de
I see myself
conexões em diferentes
in
níveis
this quality of
e também no
building
campo
different
de
levels, and also in the
contribuir com
field of
ideias
contributing with
e
ideas
sínteses
and
e que vão
synthesis that
trabalhando
are going to
lugar
bring
muito amoroso,
a
mas que ele
place of much love,
amoroso,
but it's love
ele é quente,
that's
mas é
warm,
um amoroso que é frio
but it's
também.
love that's also cold. And this combination of a cold and a warm love, maybe
Próprio para
it's a place
então com
that's very
essa
unique for a
qualidade,
contribution
né, de
for this quality that we want of an expansion that's assertive but warm and loving and brave and powerful and familiar
amigável,
and friendly.
me coloco a serviço
So
desse
I put myself to the service of these two hearts, and also
mente muito
of a
pulsante,
mind that's
intelectual muito
pulsating and a very sharp mental side that allows us to foresee and act in a very precise and refined manner,
correta. Então
and also very correct, very right. So
possibilidade
I think it's not just my place, it's the place of everyone to bring these qualities for this basket.
chamo Robert.
So I call Robert now.
Yeah, thanks, Marcelo and everyone. There's a lot you could put in the basket, but for mine, it was kind of like what I can offer is my heart and my mind and my body, and I guess a toolkit of ideas, some music occasionally, and my prayers. And there's a lot of space in there. I think it's quite extraordinary. Yeah, so that's what I bring to it. I think is that everybody?
Falto yo.
Marty.
Falto yo.
Ceci is missing.
Ceci.
Ah.
I think Marty.
Hay poco tiempo. Es el que dice C. Es que no me dejó escribir. Estoy teniendo
I was not able to write properly, and I put just a C there in green.
Como muchos,
like many of us, I put love. I insist on love because this unconditional love that I'm working for. That's for me very important for the process that we will have time to share. My work has to do with reforestation, preparation of soil, and food security. So those are represented here. And this is attached to a social process and educational process. And we are strengthening links among people in our territory, and a new component that is the work with kids. And that's what I have to offer. And to link and do this and to offer this kind of exercise, very exercise we have been doing. What do you have to offer? What I have to offer, and achieve this dialogue.
Mari?
Então, eu coloquei as
Right.
coisinhas
So I put very small things over there, but
eu coloquei a figura de cachimbo,
I put a pipe,
é a parte do nosso rezo, né?
which is our prayer.
O que eu mais tenho para oferecer é isso.
And that's what I have to offer the most. I put the word Japchaka, which is to pray, dream, internalize everything that you already know. I put the plants because that's where I live, that's where I am. And what we do is preserve this part of land that's for mankind, to preserve this nature that we are preserving for all of us, for the entire humankind, and trees, and there's a heart that beats, and also a little cart to symbolize the work, because I have a lot of will. Sometimes I don't know how to contribute, but I can contribute by praying. And I also put corn there because corn for us symbolizes our spirit. It's the spirit of the Guarani people, which is my spirit. So that's what I can offer to you.
Gracias, Mari. Creo que todo se fue.
Thank
Creo
you.
que Oscar, ¿le gustaría hacer algo al fin?
Oscar, would you like to add something to close?
I think everybody was, but I'm not sure because there is one basket. There is no name. I'm not sure if it's someone from the interpreters.
Yes, it's Maritza, but I will share that on the.
Basket that has a lot of love and the fire with the love.
Yes, that's Maritza.
Is it yours, Oscar? No. Maritza or Carol? I'm not sure. Not me. Maybe Maritza.
Yes.
Or it's our Latin American spirit who's doing
It's
already.
mine. It's mine.
It was Maritza. Okay, if someone.
But I will share afterwards.
Share or
Afterwards. No, don't worry. Afterwards, I write it.
after. Okay.
After I write.
After,
Yes, okay.
it's on the chat. Okay. I'm reading like sign language. Okay. Go ahead, Oscar.
Please, Oscar.
Bueno, en la mía,
Well, Oscar says, on my basket, the one I have to offer, more than mine, is the basket of my group here. So there is a place, a big place, where we can receive you, all of you. Also, we have nature, we have theater, we have music, we have arts, we have sports. There is a space also to breathe, to be calm, not to hear cars, just to be able to hear oneself. There is also coffee. We have coffee and we have coffee to offer.
yo no sé si ya todos hablamos. ¿Cuánto tiempo
I don't
tenemos?
know if everyone has spoken. How much time do we have left? There is, perhaps we are going to leave it at this point, because the one last bit was seeing the rest of the baskets. What is what I need? Oof, I can spot something. I can spot something what I need for my life, my process, my community. That will be the last bit which is missing in this dynamic.
Can I add something, Oscar? Maybe we could also ask, like Beth, she asked for knowledge or something that she would like to have. So if we put like a green arrow, we can offer. So it can be an offering. And maybe if we can put like an orange arrow, it's something that we are asking. Is it possible? For example, I would like to ask so many people, but I would like to ask some of the knowledge and experience that Lina has with research, and also Lorenza with her tools for engaging and sustaining the process, a collective process. I also ask like Marcelo's synthesis skill, and Robert always like his toolkit and his prayers for sure. So I can put like arrows and in orange what I'm asking, and then I can offer if someone had asked something that I can feel and connect, and I would like to offer, like I did with Beth. I can offer Beth some of my knowledge or my time or dialogue time, so we can build something together. Is it okay to have that adds on, Oscar?
Bueno, lo único es el tiempo. No sé, Michelle, tú lo manejas, me nos dices.
The only thing I'm concerned is time, Michelle.
We can have after. We don't need to do it now. This is just going to be a guideline. So everybody who would like to offer something something offers in a green arrow and someone would like to ask in an orange arrow. And then you can pull from all over any different baskets. And I would like to add just one more activity, if it's possible, in between the between the two meetings. By the time you know what you would like to ask for someone, try to book a time, and maybe you can have this time, private time together in between the session and get to know and see how much more we could explore the relationship in between. I'm probably gonna try to invite everybody who I would like to ask for some help to have a meeting all together, and then we could manage a time to set up and make a scramble time. But that's anybody could do. So if I would like to have some time with Mateus or some time with Marcelo or with Ana or Lina or Ceci, Beth, Robert, Marie, Marilene, we can learn, and we can also meet in between the session. Is it okay? Go ahead.
Yo, por ejemplo, me quedo un poco corta.
For me, I'm a little bit short with the knowledge of each one of the organizations. And I have the intuition of what each one is doing. For me, it's important to get to know what the others are doing in a more deeper way. Through this purpose of presenting this organization in 7 minutes that was suggested, just to be able to know what is exactly what each organization is doing. And so make a general mapping of the organization. So I feel that I need a little bit more information.
¿Puedes abrir su sugerencia en nuestro próximo encuentro o se podría las personas?
We can also
compartir
try to share that in the next meeting, so that each one of us can have this 5-7 minutes to present. What do you suggest? To have it in the next meeting or how?
Pues yo propondría que hubiera las dos opciones.
Oscar says, I think it's able, we can do both things. We can make, some of us can make a video and some of us can make a presentation. So we can share on a folder the link of the videos or the presentations, so we can put some work ahead, because we are under pressure with time and we are left in many doubts. So, but we have to respect these times. So I believe that the videos or presentations could help us to understand what the organizations are doing. Both techniques are welcome.
Eu gostei da ideia de também,
I
além
like
de
the idea, in addition to what you said, of us inviting people to talk. And I have already invited Oscar to talk. I have already created a line here. So I invite you, Oscar, to share with me. So it's already drawn, the invitation is made, so that in the next few days we can have the opportunity to talk, to get to know each other better and say what we do. So invitation made.
With a lot of love, so I'm gonna try to make a combination, a new basket of possibilities. So the baskets that we're gonna have from today, one possibility is to meet someone that you would like to ask or offer something that you had connected personally, right? From everything that was offered here and shown and presented in this meeting. Second thing that we can put in our basket from today is the possibility of you already share some video of your work or your project that you would like to be shared in this space in a way that you can connect, either for new possibilities, either for asking for more support, either for having more ideas or connections or networking. So that would be our second thing in our basket. And the third thing, we're gonna have a space for our next meeting, next session, of presenting for a short time, but then it's gonna be a TED Talk, very challenging one, that is probably gonna be like a couple of minutes, 3-4 minutes, for each organization to come up and present your organization in your project that you would like to have either feedback or having some gifted questions as we made last year, but very in a short period of time, so we can give the support and the time to be for the most amount of organizations that would like to have that time. Or you can do the 3 things that we have in the basket, or you can pick and choose. I don't know what is happening, but okay. Or you can pick and choose any of those and try to do and offer what you feel that is important and that you can have a good time, quality time of doing it. Because we all know that we're very busy with many, many different things that it's going on in our daily life. But this is a suggestion and a proposal. So anything that we have in our basket that you feel comfortable about doing and that makes sense to you, this is the offering of our basket from today. Either inviting someone to get to know a little bit more, or share in a video your about your organization, or having a little bit more time for next session. And then we'll be sending a little bit more of information about how much time we're going to have for each organization. And then we can have a round question time for all of them. Is that a good proposal? Good, bad? I have a question. Ceci, Oscar, Mateus, Mari. Okay. Good. I'm sorry, I keep asking, but I forget that we need translation. Sorry about that, because then I keep waiting. And then I said, maybe they didn't understand me. No, but then I need to wait because there is this time. Sorry about that. Thank you so much for all your feedback. So I think this is one of the aspects that we said. It's okay about the basket. And I have one other thing that I would like to invite and put the 4th thing in our basket. I know it's a little bit more, but let's flow, and it's an opportunity. One of the aspects that we've been seeing that is really valuable and important, not just for the project, but I've been feeling this for myself as well, is to register my own self-development and my reflections throughout this journey. So one of the aspects, if you feel comfortable about, to have like a 1-minute video, that's it, not more than that. You don't need to do a huge one, but if you would like to share a little bit more, it's okay. There will be like a reflection video. And this reflection video can count what was the biggest learnings, what are the insights that came along to you, what are actually happening that is positive or something that you realize you would like to learn. And all of these things is just for you, and if you feel comfortable to share. This is a really big thing that we've been feeling, that is important for us to gather, how actually we are developing this co-creation in Latin America. So individuals' insights is also very precious if you feel comfortable about sharing. And this was also something that Sole suggested us, because it's not something that it's good for us to register our whole story at the time. So for example, today, if you feel like right after this meeting, just record 10 minutes, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30, 1 minute about your outcomes, your feeling, what's happening to you towards this session. We can also share right after. And then after, we can just watch ourselves, our journey, or at the same time, we can share and enjoy ourselves together with this journey. In this perspective, I would like to also invite Carolina, Maritza, and Yana to be part of this journey together with us, like Robert, Beth, everybody who's here in the session. Because every single perspective it is very valuable for us to try to map this Latin American soul or Latin American journey, because Robert and Beth, they are taking this Latin American soul as well, because they love to be here, I know that. Hola, Wilson. So that would be the invitation. So everybody could actually come and bring their perspective, and maybe we can map what is so magical when we're all together, that we feel comfortable, we feel excited, and we are trying to promote something that's genuine from our own personal and collective aspect that we're living together. So if you could come and share with us a little bit more of that, and then have that sent. If you feel comfortable, send, or we can think about like a platform or a Google Drive where you can upload that in that space. But we can have that. And Ceci's fighting with the cat, but that's okay. It just are like And then we can actually start feeling ourselves and having some extra time to get to know each other, because sometimes this time we are here is too short to get to know a little bit more and have the good time that we would like to spend with each other. So if you would like to take that possibility and be together in this journey, sending out your videos, at least start recording. And by the time we get the time to promote and find out the best platform to be shared, we'll be sharing with you as well. Is it okay? Facilitators, much appreciation. If you would like, guys, if you could share a little bit of appreciation for Oscar as well. I saw that you gave for Ceci, you gave to also for Lorenza, the wonderful time for today, but I also would like to ask you some appreciation for Oscar. He did a great and wonderful job. That was a co-creation that came out from yesterday, and it was beautiful, Oscar, so thank you so much. And I would just ask you just a word or a final line to check out, because I know it's like a little late already, but if you could give me just like a line, how you're leaving this meeting today, and then we can celebrate with this short checkout. If you feel comfortable opening your mic, you can share, or in WhatsApp.
Thanks, Michelle. It's just been amazing. I mean, I have to jump off now. I need to go to another meeting, but it's just been magical. Thank you. See you next time.